What does it mean if you have the South Node in Aquarius and the North Node in Leo in your natal birth chart? That's what I'm going to be discussing on today's video. So I'm Everett Curdy, and I do videos on spirituality and astrology and anything I really feel inspired to share on my channel. So I would encourage you to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already right off the bat, to help it grow and to help. Liking the video helps get this content out to more people who are interested in astrology. So I would really like if you would do that, and without further ado, let's get into this placement. So this placement is very simple, but it's not easy. It may be very difficult for the people who have this placement. However, let's say you have a lot of planets in the sign that your North Node is in, then it's going to be easier to get in that move in that direction that your soul is calling you towards. If there's a lot of planets close to your South Node, then you may be meant to stay in that place for a little bit longer. And you may be meant to just stay in that territory that you're familiar with, which is your South Node. And that's more of, how you are to grow and evolve, is sort of releasing the shadow sides of your South Node and moving closer towards the higher vibration qualities of the South Node. But it's interesting to look at the whole natal chart in comparison to the lunar nodes. So, I'm just going to do an overview of what the nodes are about. So the North Node is where you are meant to head. What lessons are you meant to learn as a part of your soul destiny, your spiritual destiny, and your evolution in this lifetime? The North Node is a pathway that points to where you meant to go and where are you meant to grow and who are you meant to become in this lifetime. And it indicates wisdom. As you grow older, you step into the energy of your North Node more, and the South Node does not completely go away. It looms in the background, but you move further away from that, and that just becomes an actor in the background as opposed to what is center stage. Hence, the North Node in Leo. So, the South Node is, in astrology, what you are already coming in with. It's an area that you're very familiar with, that you're very comfortable with. However, there is no more room for you to grow. You keep, doing the same things, repeating the same tendencies over and over again. And you just don't feel good about yourself. And maybe your intuition is trying to lead you in a path, but you hold yourself back because it's scary, it's not familiar, it's not comfortable. So you stay in that comfort zone. It's sort of like if you want to cross the sea to an island, but the water is too cold and you dip your feet in and you're not willing to get to a place where you can feel satisfied. In a state of bliss or in a state of goodness or peace or love or a sense of meaning and purpose in your lifetime is not going to be there until you balance and until you integrate the missing piece, which is your North Node. And so the North Node can also be a brand new area where you may be just an infant in this sign, and in the house placement. It will probably take multiple lifetimes to develop. through getting it wrong, failing, falling down, getting back up again. But it is about to not to keep pushing forward towards a goal that will never really be achieved, because it can be, if you go too far in one direction and too far in the other and you don't balance it out, it really can be a bottomless pit either way around, where there's not enough. It doesn't feel enough either way. So you need the balance of the two. But it's not so much about, there's purpose, you becoming an individual, moving on a quest of meaning and evolution, but then there is, you know, that south node, your comfort zone, who you really are, and coming back to that. So anyway, that is just a little overview. If you want more information, I have a whole nother video on the north and south node, and I recommend that you check that out. But so, delving into your north node and south node placement, the south node in Aquarius, I'm sure that you've heard that song, very popular song, The Age of Aquarius, the dawning of Age of Aquarius. But what is Aquarius if it is not living in a world where everyone is respected, loved, accepted for who they are, and everything is equal, and it's a perfect utopia where we're all celebrating the uniqueness of each other, of all of our gifts and what we have to give. It isn't a place where, why can't it be a place where we all can freely express ourselves and go on our unique journey and march to the beat of our own drum? And we really have to get into more shadow material, because there can be a lot of shadow work that has to be done with that south node, that has to be worked on in terms of the releasing of certain conditioning or certain indoctrination or past patterns that just do not serve the soul. And that will not be a snap your fingers easy process. That won't take, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say, but it will take time. And don't expect again that you're never going to fully leave your south node behind. It isn't about that. So the south node in Aquarius, you have this superpower to tap into everybody else's perspective, see what everybody else is thinking, weigh up, size up, what people are thinking and their opinions of things. And you can let that get the better of you. Because one of the downsides of this placement is something that is known as peer pressure. That's one of the downsides of letting the validation of others and the opinions of others get the better of what you want in this lifetime, and you expressing yourself and being an individual. Just you being you. There can be some blocks with that, with the Aquarius South Node. So this is valuing others' opinions instead of your own. And it's not, wrong to do things with other people. It isn't, wrong for you to take others' opinions in consideration, understand others' perspectives, collaborate with other people, do teamwork projects, because you come with this, ability to work as a group and understand, what each person needs, what each person has to, contribute, and celebrating everybody else and understanding all the other planets in the solar system. However, there is the sun. And what about you? what about you? Instead of getting so wrapped up on everybody else, what about you? So, anyway, one of the things that I'm thinking about with this is about the outcast being, someone who was a part of a group, necessarily speaking, who was one of the many. Maybe you didn't feel like people loved and adored and respected and appreciated you the way that your soul may want you to express yourself. Maybe you just never felt connected to people, never felt that true sense of belonging to a group. Maybe feeling shunned, or maybe feeling like part of a minority. Maybe you were closed away in a commune or something like that. So there's this feeling of being pushed down, and the light and passion and creative juice and that spark, that fiery spark of life, may be pushed and squished down with that South Node in Aquarius. And so, there was a song I was listening to by Tori Amos. It was called Invisible Boy. It was from one of her albums. And I think that this concept of being invisible, and if you think about the school setting of people stereotypically in movies and shows picking on other students for certain aspects about themselves that they feel like they want to deny and disown, and not for them not feeling a sense of belonging. And so, that stereotypical school environment comes into play here. Maybe there's this invisible feeling of not having your voice heard, or not having your shine admired. Maybe your talents and gifts were not acknowledged or admired in the way that you truly crave. This feeling of not being allowed to shine and be your authentic self comes in here. So there can also be, with Aquarius, one of the downsides of Aquarian energy is a lack of connection to the heart. In relationships, this can show up as being detached in a way where it is easier to care for and put more of your energy and connect with a larger group of people, maybe give to charity, the groups, as opposed to individual relationships and your personal life that is a huge part of your life. So this can be connecting only through the intellect, connecting only through logic on an intellectual level, or again to a larger group of people, leaving behind and abandoning the deeper, more meaningful connections that you could form with other people. So a lack of heart connection, getting so caught up in the cold, detached, logical mind that what about your heart? What about that heart inside of you that has inspiration, that has joy, that wants to do this? Tapping into the energy of your heart, which may not follow logic. It may be unruly. But so definitely a lack of heart connection to your life can come in. And so, so this is about integrating and bringing in your emotions. Anything that you can do to open up your heart chakra. I am getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So, detachment, there's this detached quality where, a wall you're, talking to a wall, you don't really feel connected to it. Although I don't want to say that because I hope that doesn't come off as harsh or anything like that. But there's this detachment that comes in with you relating to others. And so, on the plus side, you have a lot of innovative qualities, very progressive, very forward-thinking, radical ideas, advanced ideas that could change humanity, very, scientifically minded, very, just, really quirky, unique, original ideas that you're coming in with, and it would be a shame to waste all those great ideas without acting on them and making them a reality. And so, the other thing about the South Node in Aquarius is you may also have been involved in humanitarian work, done things for the greater good of humanity. Now, with the North Node in Libra, this is about stepping into your heart. This is about, leaning into that heart, that, that inspiration, doing something that you feel inspired to do. Not necessarily, what is logically correct or accurate or makes sense, but this is how I feel. This is, what I want to do and how I want to express myself because, it feels true inside me. So, this is really about, the key lesson, the most important lesson is embracing and celebrating your unique self for who you are. Just by being, not that you have to serve a function or purpose or do things for others or give to others, just by being you as an individual. And so now's the time to love yourself, celebrate yourself for who you are. This is about shining in the spotlight, and not being afraid to shine your unique light. So this is also about cultivating qualities of fun. You really, really get, a good opportunity for fun, inspiration, enthusiasm, leading into all of these fiery, loud, dynamic, beautiful, big qualities of the sign of Leo. It's about enjoying your life, and doing things that, light you up inside, and, that you truly enjoy. Finding time for fun. What is it that you do, say a career, not going in, for what is my purpose? How can I be of service? What can I do for the good of humanity? What, is logical? What comes from the heart? Why are you doing this? What is the inspiration behind it? And, what's in it for you? And what is the fun in this? Really being mindful of a career that you're choosing where you enjoy life, where you find that true sense of meaning inside of yourself, where it's fun for you, where it brings you joy or peace, or again, turns you on. This life is really all about taking that dial and turning up the volume, turning on the fun factor. So I'd say a huge, important thing with this is opening up to creativity, finding a creative outlet. This does not have to be just singing, painting, all the stereotypical things. Whatever you define as your personal beauty, your personal creativity. Like what I'm doing right here, how I am putting myself out online, doing these videos and expressing myself in this way. This is my unique creativity, and this is something that I really enjoy doing. And it is something that I am very passionate about. And all of my life, my relationship with the camera has been a huge relationship. I have personally evolved from making pretend skit videos to doing public videos where I'm sharing, I'm opening up myself, I'm expressing myself, to, everybody. So this North Node is really all about being unapologetically yourself. And not being, shy, really allowing yourself to take up as much space as you want to, and to shine in the limelight. So this is about finding creativity, allowing it to fill yourself up. This is about what you're passionate about. What are you passionate about? What is a dream that you have that you always wanted to accomplish? Doing something, finding a career, potentially. Doesn't have to be acting, drama, or all those kind of things, but whatever fills you up inside, brings you that inspiration, brings you that passion, that you feel like this gives you purpose, this is fun, and you can find a joy and a love for yourself that you never thought that you would have. This is all about, with the Aquarius South Node, what do you have to give to the whole? What is your contribution? Doing something where, you claim it, you own it, you feel proud of it. Giving from your heart, generosity is another huge thing with this. Of you being generous, of you giving from your heart, your unique gifts and talents, and all those kinds of things. So, and so the other thing is problem solving, where you can be the leader of your own life, steering your own ship and leading your own life. And solving problems on your own. You're not allowing, other people to decide, what you should do in your life, where you should go, what decisions that you should make. You're looking towards yourself to find that validation, to find that sense of self-worth, that you are having problems when they do come up, finding the strength to solve them on your own. So, again, this is about connecting with others on a deeper level and really not taking yourself so seriously. It's about lightening up. And it's about, it's okay to be what's known as selfish. It's okay to, stand out, be the individual. And it is about you coming into an understanding that the trees make up the whole entire forest, that each tree is, unique, and each individual has to be part of a greater whole. But it is about the individual. And what about you? What about you? What about your unique individuality? That's a question that you can meditate on your whole life. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found value out of it, found inspiration and meaning from it. And bye for now, everyone. See you in another video.